everyone, and welcome back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for your love, for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you that have supported me. I actually don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, if you are new to the channel, you're welcome. If you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please hit on the subscribe button. Actually takes nothing for you to subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate for you to subscribe. Okay, just hit the subscribe button. Okay, guys, so and then if you find this video helpful that I'm about to do, please hit on the like button. I would appreciate for you to like the video, like it to make me know you appreciate what I'm doing. Okay, so guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew a cowl neckline bodycon gown. So that's what we're going to learn how to do today. It is a very simple project. As a beginner, I assure you that after watching this tutorial, you will be able, when I say you will not should, you will be able to cut and sew this dress with little or no supervision. Okay, so let's get started. So if you want to register for my online classes, you can just see my number on the screen. Send me a message on WhatsApp. I'll give you the details of the classes. Let's get started straight into the tutorial for today. Okay, guys, so these are the fabrics that I'm going to be making use of. So this fabric is I don't even know what fabric it is. Like a silk fabric. It's so very silky. So this is about 2.5 yards of the fabric to make this cowl bodycon gown. So this is the lining that I'm going to be making use of. Even though the colors, they are not looking very the same, but I'm going to use it anyway. Okay. So this is the pattern paper that I'm going to be making use of. If you have been following me, you find out that I have different cowl neckline top on my YouTube channel. There are some that I did without making use of a pattern paper. Some I use the freehand method, so you can just check through in case you are team freehand. Okay, so but for this I'm going to be making use of a pattern paper. So for this I already have my basic bodice pattern paper. So now I'm going to show you how to adapt this, because if you take a very good look at that dress, you find out that it actually has a half cut. Okay, so what we are going to do when you're using your basic bodice pattern like this, the first thing depends on where you want your cowl neckline to be, how deep you actually want it to be. If it's the one you want to wear a camisole, you can decide to make use of your chest, your bust point line to do the slash. But mine, I don't want it, I just want it covered. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come to my pattern paper like this, and then I'm going to mark my chest line. Okay, so for the chest line that I'm going to be making use of for this, I'm going to make use of 8 inches. So you can see I'll just mark the 8 inches like this, and then I'll connect that 8 inches. I'll just connect it to my armhole area, so you can see. So this now becomes my chest line. This is my bust point and my under bust. Okay, so the next step to this, you are going to determine where you want your half cut to get to. Okay, so you can see for this is my under bust. This is actually the under bust, so I don't want it to be directly on the under bust, so I'm going to come down a little bit. So I'm going to come down maybe with like 1.5 inches. Okay, so that will be my half cut, or the tummy area. So I'm going to mark this like this, and then I'll cut off the pattern. Okay, so now let's cut this off. Okay, so the next thing now where we are going to be working on is the chest line area. It's a very simple process. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to come to this chest line. Remember that line that we added, and then I'm going to slash it like this. Okay, so when I slash it like this, it's going to stay like this. You see, very simple process. So the next thing, so it went off, but don't mind. So the next thing now, I'm going to fold my fabric, and then we'll place this. Let's cut out the top part first for our cowl top. Okay, that's for the cowl gown. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how we're going to place this. So just take a very good look. So this is my pattern, so I've taped it out again. So just note, if you are going to spread open this pattern, okay, but note, if for instance as you're spreading it open, this part does not align with this, it means that you have already added extra inches to your pattern. Okay, so that will make it, if you want it fitted, it's not going to be fitted. So whatever you do, you need to make sure that this line is sitting straight like this. Okay, So you can see that's why I'm just using my tape to like tape it down. And then you are going to check here, how many inches do you have? So for this I have about 9.5 inches, which I think is okay. It's okay because I don't want it really open. So I'm trying to tape that down also, and then I'll double check here also, and then I will tape it down before I mark. I don't want the neckline opening too much. Okay, so that is why I'm doing this. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to mark our pattern. It's a simple process. So I'm just going to come up with like half of an inch, okay, just to add allowance. So just watch what I'm doing so you can see. So this curve like this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to extend it. So you can see I'm curving it a little bit. I will extend it to the whole of this end. I don't want my fabric, I don't want this thing to stain my fabric too much. So that's why I'm doing this. Okay. So when I get to this point, note this is the shoulder point. All of those points, I'm going to mark them. And then this is the armhole part. So this armhole part also, I'm going to curve it like this. You understand? You see, I'm creating my armhole curve. I've created the armhole curve. And then this side, I'm going to add a little bit of allowance to this side like this. That's the side of my bodice. So you can see I've added, and then the length also, I'm going to add a little bit of allowance also to the length. So you can see I've finished doing this. So I just want to check. The next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut this off. Okay, I'm going to cut this off. So make sure you put a notch here on this shoulder point. So you will know that this is where your shoulder is starting from, okay? So the next thing now, I'm going to open this up, and then I'm going to check, okay? So you can see what I have. So you can see how this is looking. So like I said, I told you, I said I don't want a cowl neckline that is too deep. So this is okay. So this is my shoulder part. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut out another piece with this actual fabric piece that I'm going to use to turn the top part. I'm not going to use that's for the front. So for the back of my pattern, I'm going to open up my pattern back, tape it back, and then I'll use it to cut the back of the dress. Okay. The only thing that I'm going to add to this is a zip allowance. So I'll do that, and then I'll show you how it looks like. Okay, so this is the back piece. So you can see I cut it out, and then I added the zip allowance to the back. Okay. So for the back piece, I'm going to cut out a lining. So I'll use my lining. But for the front piece, like I explained to you earlier, I cut out two pieces. So I'm using the same fabric to turn this, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this back to my machine, and then I'm going to place it like this. So I'll show you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stitch it. I'm going to stitch it from this top part like this. I'm going to stitch this whole entire part to this side, and then I'll leave the armhole area, and then I'll join the side, okay? And then after joining, I'm going to add that to it, okay? So for the back piece also, I'm going to sew it our normal sewing. So for the back piece, I'm going to add a neckline. So the neckline that I'm going to use, I'll just use a basic neckline, 3 by 2. Okay, so the wideness of the neckline is going to be 3 inches, and then the depth, okay, and then the depth of the neckline. So I'll use 1.5. 1.5 is okay. So I'll just mark it round like this, and then I'll cut this off, and then I'll slit this open. Okay, so you can see I finished stitching. So this is how you actually stitch it. So this shoulder part, that part we added the notch, that's where you are going to stitch it. That's where you are going to stop. This shoulder part, you will not stitch you will not close the shoulder. So initially I closed it, and then I later remember that you are not supposed to close it. So you open that up. It's only the neckline area that you would close, and then you join and then close the side also. So before I turn that out, and then this is the back piece like I told you, so I've turned it out. It's just remaining for me to turn them open and iron. Okay, so I'll drop that on the side. So this is my skirt pattern. This is what I'm going to use to cut my bodycon. Okay, so you can see I've placed my pattern paper. So the down part of my skirt, I want it to be 32 inches because the full gown is 47 and the top part is 15. So I'm adding 32 inches. So I just made it 35. I added extra allowance. So I'm just going to add a little bit of allowance on my pattern paper. And then I'm just going to follow it like this. So like I said, it is a bodycon. So I need it to be slim, that's to be very fitted. So I'll just mark it down like that, and then I will cut now. And then for the back, I'm just going to add allowance to the back pattern. That's for the zip allowance, and then I will cut it out also. Okay. Okay, so you can see I finished cutting out my pieces. So the next thing, I'll just take them back to my sewing machine, and then I'll sew and turn. So I'm not doing an inseam. So I'm doing lining to fabric. So I'll turn it and then come back and show you everything for us to join the up and the down part. Okay guys, so you can see I finished stitching. So this is the back piece. I've added that to the back. So the next thing, I'm going to join the back and the front together. Okay, so this is the side. You can see both the two sides are okay, but I'm going to use this side as my right side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the shoulder part like this, so you can see. So I'm going to join the shoulder part, so you can see I'll match the shoulder here to this side, and then match the shoulder on this other side also. I'll match it to this side also. Okay, and then after that I'll join it on the side. So I'll do that, and then I'll bring it back and show you to see how it looks like. Okay guys, so you can see, so I've joined the shoulder. So the next thing now, I'm going to join the skirt, that's the front skirt, to my front piece, and then I'll join the back skirt to the back piece, so like this. So I'm just going to join them like this, and then join the back ones. I'll do that and then bring it back and show you, so we'll see how it looks like. Okay guys, so you can see this is actually the first fitting. So for the armhole, I'm still going to hold my armhole a little bit on this side. I'm going to hold it. So for mine, I'm going to actually add a sleeve to it. So I'm just trying it out to make sure. I've not even added the zip. I just pinned the back, and I like the fitting. It came out well. So you can see how simple it is to make a bodycon dress using a cowl neckline. So I'm going to stop the tutorial here right now. So if you find this video helpful, please hit on the like button, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much guys. I'll see you in my next video.